Power outages have left thousands in the dark, struggling to keep their homes warm, and residents are doing everything they can to survive the cold. Jeanette Lambert lives in East Eugene near Monroe Middle School. She's been without power for more than 3 days, and she says she's been using her car on and off to stay warm and charge her phone. Lambert says she's seen countless cars every evening with families huddled inside trying to stay warm.
It happens every year. I think that the neighbors are taking it better than I am. One of them has a couple of them have generators and fireplaces that are working. They tend to be really patient people, but every year we have taken pretty much a pretty big brunt where we've had like 8 days where we don't have electricity, and so it's kind of getting old. It's probably why they brought a generator. I don't think they had that last year.
Lambert says being without power is especially alarming because a lot of elderly people live in the neighborhood, and crews continue to try to restore power to thousands. According to the latest eWeb outage map, there are about 5,000 customers without power, with about 100 outages still reported. Now, in the last 24 hours, crews have restored power to more than 2,400 customers. eWeb officials say more help is on the way. 5 contractor crews are ready to get to work this week. With the current road conditions, crews still haven't been out to the Walterville and Holden Creek areas to assess the damage. Those areas could be without power for some time.
What we do is we follow what we call a hierarchy of repair. So that means that we first focus on restoring and fixing equipment that serves the greatest number of customers. So that might be a transmission line, and that's where you get those big restorations of 1,000 or more customers at a time. And then we focus on fixing the equipment that serves a few hundred customers. So that might be a feeder, what we call a feeder in the industry. And then that can restore power for a large group. And then we go down to the individual tap line, which might serve a cluster of homes. And we have this order to make sure that we're really getting the most number of customers restored as early as possible.
Now, EPUD crews and 4 mutual aid crews from Cache Valley and Christensen Electric continue working nonstop, hoping to make some progress before the next wave of that freezing rain. Today, they have crews in Cresswell, Dexter, Pleasant Hill, and Marcola. They're also expecting extended outages in parts of Springfield, Marcola, Dexter, Wallace Creek, Jasper and Lowell, Mackenzie View, Junction City, Cheshire, Cottage Grove, Cresswell, Saginaw, and CB Loop.
We are making progress. Our crews are out there rebuilding our main lines, and we've seen some restorations from that, and we hope to continue to do that over the next several days. I do think we have a couple things working against us that we're trying to manage.
He says there are 4 substations without power in places like Veneta and Marcola, and the storm isn't over yet, meaning potential for even more trees and limbs to take down the lines. And sub crews say there are still a lot of down lines and damaged poles out there, and they're still inspecting overhead power lines to make sure they're safe and to make sure their repair work holds. It's a time-consuming process, and they're urging customers to be prepared for an extended outage. They'll work on main lines through the weekend before focusing on repairs to tap lines serving neighborhoods.